Days fans, we're back. We went on spring break like almost 2 weeks ago, and between spring break and both of us being sick, it has taken us until last night to catch up from missing just 4 days of days while on vacation.
And having children that don't go to bed
until
very, very late.
Our son's having a sleep issue, which... Okay, let's dive right in.
Once I figure out how to record the show on the computer, we can sneak in here and watch it, and I'll have to wait till he goes to sleep completely. So that's my assignment. Once
I figure out how to do, what's that thing that all the soap characters always have? When they put them in, they go back in time.
You're not giving me much to work with.
like they count back from 10 and they hypnotize. Once I can I'm gonna.
Oh, we're gonna try hypnosis now.
We're gonna try anything we can to get our child to go to bed again.
2 Benadryls didn't work.
Oh, stop
That's
it!
A joke.
We have never done that.
That's a joke.
No. You know.
It was only one.
You know, when I hear about
I've heard of people who've done that.
I have too, but I'm scared of... First of all, I wouldn't do that. But even if I were in the drug your kid kind of mode, I wouldn't do that because my doctor recommended doing that once on an airplane, and she said, just be careful though, because in some kids that could make them even more wild. I know for a fact, if some kids get more wild, it would be mine. So let's talk about Days now.
So much has happened. I don't even know where we left off 2 weeks ago. But my God.
I think that Marlena and John they were about to leave to go to Sweden or Switzerland or whatever. Last time we did a recap.
But let me comment on something that happened on there's a sunflower seed. Something that happened on the last episode that I do not condone.
Oh yes, we're mad about that.
So in the previews of the previous episode to yesterday, they showed Rafe strangling Sami, okay? Mm-hmm. First of all, it's bad to have a dream sequence in the preview. They do that every once in a while. I don't like it.
It's not appropriate.
And then they take you down the garden trail for 3 scenes through this.
Yes. And we knew there was no way that he was telling her all this. How was he going to get out of that?
It made no sense.
I'm like, what, is he going to hold her hostage now?
I like when they trick you at the dream sequence, but not
for... I don't like when they do it overnight, where I've got to go to bed thinking this is going to happen, and I don't find out it's just a dream. They did that once with something to do with Carrie a couple years ago.
Like, what next? The whole show's going to be a dream? Alison Sweeney wakes up, and she's like...
Oh my God, that's what Libby and a couple other people think. Hannah, do you think that too? A lot of people think this whole EJ shooting, Sami, and everything that's gone on since the kidnapping, maybe even, I don't know how far back they're going, is all some kind of Dallas dream thing. That would be crazy.
Dallas dream?
Yeah, they did like something where
JR
was shot and...
Oh God, let's not go there. Anyway... Faye, boom, on the ropes, hanging on by a thread. I love the comedy of NuRafe.
Oh, NuRafe rocks. He makes me laugh all day long. I love how he has got Sami just totally irritated, stressed out. I love that.
But he's so cavalier about Faye. Oh, she's dead, right?
Yeah, she went ass over tea kettle down the stairs. She's old. Well, like when Taylor's out with DJ and they wanted to hear news about Faye, and he's like, "So she dead?" And Sami's like, "Oh my God!" You know, like every now and then you'll say something, and I'll like cover up for it, like if we're out with other people, and that's not really cool when you're married to for you to apologize for your spouse. But that's one of those cases where you could totally see her doing it. But I want to talk about Melanie and
Brady.
Oh,
awesome!
They're so freaking cute, delicious. First of all, I love the new and improved tough bad boy Brady, and him and Melanie.
Industry mogul takes over Titan. And the softy Victor, he's not strong enough now to run a company.
No, he's not. He's all
whipped.
But Brady and Melanie, how freaking cute are they? Raise your hand if you love Brady and Melanie. People said that might be happening, and they did it so cute. And when she said, Brady, your fights are my fights. And he was like, oh my God, nobody has ever said anything like that to me. And she's like, well, maybe you need more friends like me. And he's like, no, I need more of you.
I mean, she can barely remember Dr. Nathan, or what's his name again? I forgot.
Horton. You know what? She's not even going to have to
Norman?
move.
What's his name?
Nathan
Nathan,
Horton.
that's right, yeah.
Mark Hopkins.
I know, Mark. I was like, unfriend James. unfriend Amy. Just because he knows him.
She. Aren't I?
Her, yeah, sorry, her.
I know I look like Justin Bieber right now. Oh, I'm going to show you, Teresa, I didn't wear this for the whole recap because I have a freaking massive headache. But Teresa, am I saying your name right? I hope to God I am. How would you say it? Tresa. I made me a lovely headband for my awful growing out hair process. And should I try to put it on or is that going to not work out? It's so cute, delicious. Oh, I hope I shaved my armpit.
Do you think they would have broken up Melanie and Nathan?
Isn't that adorable? I feel like a flapper.
Even show the side, and they'll bet you turn the wrong way. Oh, very good, you did it right. Do you think they broke up Melanie and Nathan just because he was let go, or would they have done that anyway? Because I think it was a smart decision. It would have been pretty boring if they got together.
We talk about this all the time, and I have got to believe that he quit because they broke them up, and he was like, "What are you going to do with me now?"
Yeah.
What were they going to do with him? But then did Shelley Hennig quit because he quit? And then she's like, where's my story going?
Was Dario even on the show the last time we did a recap?
Yes, he was.
Okay.
So
there's going to be a little love triangle there. Dario, Brady, and Melanie.
And let me show you what kind of triangle I anticipate this being, if this makes any sense at all. Like a ipsilateral or something.
The props out here. Huh?
Like this is how much of a chance I think that Dario has with this love triangle here.
The small side?
Yeah, the small side is Dario here. Okay, because Dario cannot, in my mind, in any way, shape, or form, unless the writers are seriously doing drugs when they're getting together for these sessions, I do not see how anybody could think that Dario can hold his own against Brady. Brady is like funny, and they've had history, and he's been like a good friend to her forever. And I don't know how to say this without being offensive, but one of the two people may, in my mind, be a lot more attractive than the other. Not just saying. In my mind.
I think people are being too hard on Dario. I don't know if I like the way he talks. He doesn't sound like his siblings. He sounds like he has an accent.
He sounds more Latino than they do or something.
Yeah, whereas the other, Lindsay Hartley and Rafe, don't sound...
The first Gabby had a little more of an accent, I thought.
I know, a little bit, yeah.
You could tell she could speak Spanish if she wanted to break out in it. Well, Christ, her last name was Rodriguez.
Speaking of Gabby and Will, where the heck are they? They are missing in action.
They're off necking on some
they're
cliffside.
off necking. They're going further than that.
Oh, would you stop? I don't want to think about that. Now that I have a daughter... Now that I have a little girl, all I'm thinking about is what island I'm going to have to purchase between now and her 18th birthday. Alright, so what's up with that freaking necklace? So, Faye had on this mammoth, what do they call those things?
Brooch or I don't know.
Yeah, but there's a...
Queen of something.
Chamomile, no. What?
Cameo.
Yeah. She had on this huge... blue cameo with her jammies for days, and we're like, what is she wearing that for?
And then Rafe rips it off her.
And and then he rips it off, like, you might be worth something after all. Now, surely a man that's being paid to screw over Sami by the Damaris is probably getting a pretty good allowance. I don't think he needs to be poaching jewelry.
He's not very smart. He freaking semi-killed Faye. And if that didn't work out... I mean, there were better options than...
Yeah, like, I would have gone and told Stefano and let him deal with it. Stefano is a trained assassin.
He never kills anybody.
He's
got a trained cell phone.
He is someone who's a master at dealing with trained assassins. He does this kind of stuff before lunch without breaking a sweat.
Yeah.
NuRafe, you should not have tried to do this on your own. Not prudent.
Anyway, Sammy's on the breaking point.
So what's up with Philip and Chloe? Are they going to get all cutesy, lovey-dovey?
So boring.
I can't really buy into anything having to do with Philip now that we know he's leaving.
Yeah, make it end.
And, okay, so we got lots of stuff going on this month. Mark Hopkins had his last day.
Boom.
That was sad.
Very sad.
Oh, we haven't even talked about that, because that happened since our last recap.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Mark Hopka. We enjoyed your days on Days of Our Lives. We enjoyed talking to you. We're sad you're gone.
I'm sad we probably will never get to talk to the guy again.
No, he's going to some of these Days events, which gives me hope that maybe he's coming back. I think he might be going to, no, I wish he was going to that Days into Nights thing, because I'm considering going to that, although I didn't buy tickets. I don't know if it's too late.
One of the nicest people I've ever met, you know?
Yeah, he's very nice. There were a bunch of those Days actors that were really stinking nice, delicious. Okay. And then I believe that Philip and Stephanie and Natalia, or let's get it right. Philip, Stephanie, and Taylor, current Taylor, I believe all of them are done this month.
Wow.
No, current Taylor's being recast. Stephanie and Philip, I have no idea what they're doing with them. Still, maybe if I would get caught up on Days, I could go on Twitter and I could talk to KDR about that. But I've been afraid to go on Twitter because I'm so freaking behind. So what else do I got here?
Chad's moving into the mansion, making the moves on Abby.
Oh, yeah.
What were we saying? Oh, when Abby looks at Stefano, she's really saying, you screwed over my
Kate.
You screwed my grandfather and put him in a mental institution or something.
Kate had an affair with Abby's grandfather, Bill, which caused Laura to have to go into a mental institution.
Is Bill's Lucas's dad?
Mm-hmm. Mm. You would know that Jennifer and Lucas are brother and sister. We keep forgetting that.
Yeah.
So, therefore, Abby's uncle, his mother is Kate. So, if Chad ends up being Kate's, it's still not icky because Abby doesn't share any Kate blood.
Yep.
So that's fine. People do that kind of stuff all the time. That's all good.
Anyway, Jennifer's not going to be happy when she finds out Abby's knocking boots in the mansion with Chad.
No, she's
Even
not.
Stepping through the door and drinking booze. God, they're 2 minutes in the door and they're boozing it up.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. Your mother told me this. If you want the kids to play at your house where you can supervise them, you make your house the fun house. Now, she didn't necessarily say to give alcohol to minors or anything, but that may have been the underlying message. So,
all right.
When we buy that island, we're going to stock it with booze.
So Shelley Henning had a cameo with Dario.
Yeah, I would think those two would be very cute together. I'm not. How can I repair what I just said? I think that even though I don't think even though I prefer Brady over Dario, just my personal preference, I think that Shelley Hennig and Dario look hot together.
Okay.
They've got that dark thing going it's sexy. What else was I going to say about, so Jennifer, when she is getting all in your face with Abby about hanging out with Chad, I want to say 2 words, Peter Blake. And JB says, who the hell's Peter Blake? Peter Blake is Stefano's adopted son, and Jennifer married him.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned
And he
that.
was bad.
Bad.
So that's probably why she's got such a bone to pick with the Damaras. But you know what? You went there, so... Anyhow, we're going on forever. We better wrap it up. There's probably a million things we didn't talk about.
E.J. Taylor, that's just...
Oh, God, the E.J. Taylor... E.J. told Taylor he loved her.
The guy is absolutely gaga over her.
I mean, and then poor freaking Nicole is all like, honey,
Pathetic.
I love you. Do you love me?
She loves anybody with money hanging out of this.
I don't think so. I don't like when you diss my Nicole. She's one of my number 1 favorite characters on Days of Our Lives. I think that if my wife was at the hospital because she thought her mom was going to die, even if I was in love with her sister, I've already crossed the line of,
you would
around
lie
with my
to her.
sister-in-law. I would go for that extra moral discredit and say, I do love you, honey. Yes, I do. Dumbass. Rule number 1, when you're in the hospital and somebody's about to die, say whatever makes that person feel better. It doesn't have to be true.
All right, we are going to watch the show tonight and continue on a roll here.
Yeah, maybe we'll even get
you
to recap.
You can knock us down, but you can't keep us down.
Yeah, because we haven't recapped in 15 days now. So if any of you are still watching this,
I hope YouTube lets us go over 15
days.
We've been rambling. All right.
Okay, all right. The couple that watches Days Together.
Stays together.